Well, good morning, folks, or afternoon, or whatever. I'm back at it again on this bass boat. I've got that fishing pole cover pulled out, and I ended up damaging some of the old fiberglass on there, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'll relocate the pioneer hinges and reattach it. So I got that one pulled. The live well door was a little bit easier to deal with, so I got it off of there, and so that'll be ready to use. Or anyway, I'm in the process of pulling the old carpet off of it, and then I'm gonna work my way back here and start pulling the doors loose off of this. Hopefully I won't tear it up. But yeah, the bass boat on a budget series is back underway. I really need to get this finished so we can get out there and do some fishing. I'm hoping that it won't take too terribly long. The door I'm working on now is I'm having a tough time pulling that carpet loose. I was going to try to salvage this, and I'm not sure that I'll be able to, but I'm going to try it and see. The old plywood, this is actually separated from this here, so that's why I'm kind of wondering. I don't know if I should be able to put a staple through this without doing too much damage. I don't know. We'll see. You know me. I kind of feel around in as I go. All right, I'm gonna get to pulling carpet loose again, and if I make any kind of progress today, I'll bring you back and let you have a look and kind of go from there. See you shortly. Well, I kind of figured it was going to turn out like this. That stuff's down in there in that groove really well, and I got the plywood out of it, but there's so much of this crap here that all I've managed to do is create myself a pattern, and I think that's what I'll do, is just use this. Okay, yeah, my phone at 52% battery went dead, and so I'm back again today. I'm going to try an experiment. I wasn't able to reproduce that. I mean, I can do that with that trim that I used on the previous one of the other videos. I had redone the small front live well and used some trim, but I'm going to try something different because that trim can get expensive, and I've got a lot of doors to do, and then of course I've got that shape right there that I have to deal with. So what I'm going to try to do, I bought some half-inch nylon rope, and I'm going to take it around the edges and then see how it sits down in the boat. And if it looks like it's going to work, I'll go ahead and fiberglass it, or use the fiberglass resin for it, and seal it up real good, and then cover it, and then go from there. So when I get things going, I'll bring you back when I fit this to see if it's going to work. So see you in a few. Okay, I was afraid of this. The rope is a little bit wider, and so I've got a gap now that I'm going to have to deal with. And what I'll do is I will measure, and because I've used the factory edge on this end of the door and it's straight, I will add a piece of wood to it and glue it up, and give me some length on that, or some width on that door, so it'll work, because I still got to put a hinge on it and put it back in there. So no biggie, we can fix that. Alright, what I've done to fix that gap issue is I had some 1/4-inch plywood, and I cut myself a strip that I'm going to glue to the end here. And it's going to be done in 2 pieces. And then once the glue is dried, I will come back and use my trusty grinder to get it even with the rest of the door. And that will give me a 1/4 inch. I'll probably pick up another 1/8 of an inch or so with the carpet. And then I'll need, I think the hinge is a 1/8 of an inch as far as the where the 2 straps meet together to form that hinge, and that should eliminate the problem. Alright, and I gotta find my bottle of glue. It's around here somewhere. Get this glued up, and I think while I'm doing that, I'll measure off some fiberglass resin and go ahead and get that other door, get it poured and get it going so I can get it covered with carpet. So be right back. Okay, what you're looking at now is the bottom side of that storage door. I've got the resin poured, smoothed out, and I got used a paintbrush to get it on top of that rope so I could get it done, and I did the edges. This stuff sets up real quick. I think it's got a pot life of about 12 minutes, so you have to boogie woogie. Anywho, I'm doing this and listening to one of the Christian networks, seeing how things are coming together from the book of Revelation. So, learning time. Anyway, back to what I was doing. I'll bring you back when it's time to turn this over and do the other side. And I will go ahead, when it sets up, and it sets up pretty quick, I'll go ahead and get it upholstered. And I might even try to get it put back on there. If not, I may visit one of the neighbors. They come by and invited me over for a minute or two, so I may do that. So anyway, see you in a few. Alright, I'm getting ready to put some put the rug on this. Got it fiberglass. Not too bad. Ready to roll. I gotta find my staple gun too. Oops. Anyway, be back. Alright, I got this all buzzed down so it's all straightened out, or flat, or level, or whatever you want to call it. So I added my 1/4 inch to the back side of this. It's nice and straight. And I've been over here adding the upholstery to the carpeting to the little storage bin. So I'll be doing some trimming on that and getting it folded around, and then I'll test it again, testing for echo. Anyhow, that's what we're doing. I'm about ready to wrap it up for tonight and pull the cover back over the top, and I'll work on it again throughout this week. I do have to go. We'll have to make another trip out to the camper this coming weekend to do some more straightening up on the yard, and pick up another golf cart for my mom. Anyway, so I guess I'll just bring tonight to a close unless I do something else with it and bring you back to have a look at that. So anyway, see you in a bit. Hello, all you happy people. It's time to pour some fiberglass resin. when I get this done, I think I'll excuse me, I think I'll bring this particular video to a close and try not to make them too long. I want to keep you guys interested. Anyhow, let me get this resin mixed up and poured, and I'll bring you back, show you the mess I've made. Be right back. Okay guys, this thing, I've got the both sides of it. It's got the fiberglass resin on it. And I don't know, I was looking at this and thinking, man, that picnic table that I made a bench for, I wish I would have used this fiberglass resin instead of that spar varnish, because that thing's already warped, and I'm going to have to replace the bench because that spar varnish failed. Now this fiberglass resin will last for years, especially on that boat. So I guess when I go to rebuild that bench again, I'm going to use this fiberglass resin because it really looks nice. It gave it an amber, kind of a blonde finish. I'm trying to find if I can get this loose without knocking everything in the floor. That's a piece of plywood without any kind of finish on it. And then of course, having that fiberglass resin on his Bondo. That's what it is right there, guys. Fiberglass resin. Anyway, tomorrow I'll get on this again. I'm out of time today because I got to get ready for work. But I'm gonna put the carpet on this, and if I have time, I will go ahead and install the two doors that I just made. I'll get those installed, and then pull the next set of doors loose so I can rebuild them. So anyway, I'll catch you tomorrow. Quick update, windy day, so I'm trying to have to do this inside here, but I'm getting the carpet cut, and I'll have to clean up that freighted edge, and then I'll measure so I can try to conserve on any excess. If I can cut it to a point, sometimes you'll have enough of a square to do a small door or something, so we'll keep that in mind when I'm getting this set up. So anyway, I'll get this done and bring you back. Good morning. Looks like everything's fit. Now I just got to get the hinges and get those attached. And after I get that done, we're going to bring this particular video to a close and begin the next segment on the back half of the boat. See you in a few. I'm going to show you a little trick right here that God whispered in my ear, because I ain't smart enough for this kind of stuff. But I had my hinges aren't in the best of shape, and so what I've done, I've taken this piece of plywood and clamped it to my door, and then you see these blue clamps here. I use those to clamp the hinges in place so that both hinges are the same distance from the top of the door. And that should solve one issue I was having, and then it's just getting that door set up to in the right spot on the sidewall of that boat to completely close and not be such a pain. So we'll give that a try here shortly and see how this works out. Alright, it looks pretty good. It's just them poor old hinges are bent and twisted and warped. But they are very close to being identical as far as the height off the top of the door. and it's about 11 o'clock, so I need to kind of wind it down, put the cover back on the boat, and finish where I started, finish where I left off. I will show you real quick before I put a stop to today. Here's this one, all done up. There it is. But like I said, that is, yeah, we're having fun. Okay, see you in the morning.